Oh, that's so loud. All right, let's get started. All right, this is Father of Ice, Daughter of Fire. We're going chapter by chapter in the entire A Song of Ice and Fire, currently in Game of Thrones. We just finished up chapter 25, which happened to be Eddard V, which means today we are reviewing Jon IV, Eddard VI, Catelyn V. Jon IV. Last we left off with Jon IV. He had the fight, not the fight, but the argument with Alistair Thorne, right, where he offended Alistair Thorne because he had suggested that he would help train the guys. Alistair Thorne got pretty pissed off. And then Jon also learned that Bran's alive, and then sent Tyrion back south, or Tyrion was going back south, and he kind of sent him to help Bran out. So what's new with Jon?
Okay, so it starts off with he's like fighting with this guy named Darian. I hope that's right. And so he's, like teaching him some moves or whatever. And then while they're fighting, some new kid comes in. His name is Samwell, and he's like, Darian, like, first, like, words that came out of him was like, oh, good Lord, when he sees him. I'm like, what in the world? That's so messed up. And so it's just, like, really, really fat kid, apparently. And he has, like, a sigil of a huntsman. And, like, immediately, Alistair, like, makes fun of him. He calls him, like, Lord of Ham. And, like, calling him Piggy and everything.
Yeah, Sir Piggy, right?
Yeah, like, what? And so then he immediately makes him fight. But I think he makes him, like, get put on armor first. I think so. Because he brought his own armor, but, like, none of it was black. So they made him, like, put on their armor. And it was just, like, a whole process of, like...
Nothing fit. Yeah, he doesn't... Yeah.
And so they make him fight, and he's obviously, like, really not good, and he doesn't want to fight. And I forgot who it was that was fighting him. It starts with an H, but I don't remember the kid's name.
Halder?
Yeah. And so, Alistair's like, hit him, smack him, do this. And then Jon is like, hey, like, that's enough. Like, the kid is on the ground right now. He's bleeding. Like, he yielded already. You don't need to fight him anymore. And then Alistair's saying, like, no, like, he needs to fight, blah, blah, blah. And then Jon talks to, like, Halder himself, and he's like, hey, like, this needs to end, like, he yielded. And then Alistair makes Jon, like, defend Piggy, basically. He was like, oh, he's making fun of him, saying, like, oh, that's, like, your lady, like, you're going to defend your lady or whatever. And Jon's not fazed by it, but he's like, okay, like, he goes up and he's like, tells Piggy to stay. Piggy, sorry. Tells Sam to stay.
Tells that fat ass that he had to.
No, there's another book that I read where, like, a character was named Piggy too. So now it's just like it's making me think of that. It was Lord of the Flies. I don't know if you've ever read it, but anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was, like, required back in high school.
Yeah, it was crowded in middle school for me. Oh. But it was a really good book.
From Tucson, though, it's like a college.
Yeah. So Jon, is telling Samwell to stay behind him, and then I think his name is, like, Pip, and
Gren.
It's Gren. I thought it was. Oh yeah, it is Gren. Okay. They join Jon, and then, like, two other kids, like, were already on Halder's side, and so they fight. Obviously, Jon's group wins. And then Alistair was, like, really, really mad. He, like, looks disgusted, and he's like, that's it for today. He goes on. Sam is, like, he says thanks, but he's also like, I'm, like, a coward. Like, I can't fight, and blah, 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 blah. And all the kids are like, what? Like, right. Who admits that they're a coward? That's crazy. And then we get a little bit about, like, how Jon has been doing. He spends a lot of time with the blacksmith, Donald Noy. We get a little bit about Pip. Jon is thinking about Tyrion, and then he's also, like, thinking about, like, what Tyrion would think of Sam. And then I think this is where we get a little bit about Jon, like, goes to the like, eating place or whatever, and Sam's by himself. And so he sits with Sam and he's like, hey, like, why are you like, you know, cowardly all the time? Like, why are you so scared? Then he takes him out and then they talk. And this is Sam's first time being in the snow.
Oh,
Like
okay.
this is his first time being like in the cold, which I think is crazy because then you said like the winters are like really harsh and like this whole area is like really harsh cold. So this is his first time like seeing snow and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. So Sam's definitely from the southern region. During their winter, I don't know if like it's covered in snow or if in the south it's even a winter is cold but not snow. I don't know. Well, I mean, obviously, because it's his first time seeing snow.
Yeah, because like he was saying like on his way here, he was like, yeah, you know, I saw these like white flecks and it was like light rain, and then it just kept coming and like there's the guys' beards were like all like filled with like the snow or whatever, and he was like, I hate it, I hate the cold. um, and then he talks about like why he's here and his whole like background with like his dad, and bro, I feel so bad for this kid.
That
So
story's
he
kind of crazy.
like so okay, hold on. He was like the first son to what's that guy's name? Lord
His
Randall.
Randall Tarley, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and they're the bannermen for the Tyrells or whatever, right?
Yep.
Okay, and so he's like the first son, but he doesn't like all the you know, the night stuff. Like he likes singing, he likes dancing, he likes, you know, for lack of a better phrase, like the girl stuff, I
Sure.
guess.
Right.
And like his dad was like always like mad, and they would try to get him to like and do the night stuff. There was this one story he said he was like they made me like bathe in like some blood or something. I was
I
like,
know.
what?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it like didn't like get him to like think the night's way. It just made him sick. And then
What?
his dad,
I thought bathing in blood always turned you.
bro, but then like his dad had the people that like did that for him get killed. Like he, some like two guys were like, yeah, we bathed him in the blood, and then he had his dad get, bro. It was so
That's
weird.
a
I was like,
psychopath. And
yeah,
a little bit more background on his dad. His dad is like one of the best generals. Like he can lead an
okay.
army. So not only is he just kind of like a psychopath, like manly man, but he's like top tier when it comes to. I think he's one of the only people that have like out battled Tywin Lannister in the field. Like his army beat Tywin Lannister's army. So his dad is high up there when it comes to military ranks.
Okay. Yeah. So then he was just telling them like how awful his living style was, and then his parents have like another kid, and that kid is like basically what his dad always wanted. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he's like all about the night stuff, and so then
Even though this conversation is kind of weird, so George always names his characters in the way that their personality should be. I'm going to think of absolutely zero examples right now. I don't have a good example, but it does make me laugh that he named his other son Dick, you know, which is like in our world, it's a name for Richard, right? But it's almost like Randall Tarley wanted the man's man as a son and literally named his son Dick. Like, bro, you know, I think George is actually making like a crude joke.
Yeah, well, I did not catch on to that. That's funny.
Yeah.
But okay, so after like a few years that the new kid was born, his dad like takes him to like the forest or something, and he's like slaughtering this like some animal, big animal, and he was like, hey, like this is how it's gonna be. You like can't live here anymore. You're not gonna be the son that takes up like all of my stuff. You can't hold this two-handed sword, which I forgot what it's called, but it was a really cool sword.
Yeah, they have a
Heartsbane.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's what it was. Heartsbane, which I thought was cool because it's
better than Lion's Tooth.
Yes, bro, the trash. So yeah, he was like, you can't live here. You can't have like everything that I'm supposed to like pass down to my son. It's gonna go to your brother. So either you can tell everybody that you're gonna take up the black, or you can go on this, you know, hunting or whatever and mysteriously fall off your horse and die. Right. And we're just that's what we're gonna tell your family. And he was like, I think it's best if you go to the black because like your mom obviously loves you, because you know that's her kid, and that's what parents should
Yeah,
be
like
doing.
a normal, yeah, because your mother's not a psychopath.
Literally. So yeah, and then that's how he arrives here. But
Yeah, that's a pretty dramatic story of how
bro,
he
I
gets
feel
involved.
so bad.
And
And also, he was saying that like while this conversation is happening, his dad's like hands are like covered from like blood up to his elbows, and he like when he was saying either you could take out the black, he takes out the heart of the animal, and he's like, or you could do this. Like, that's your son right there.
I know.
That is your son. So yeah. Anyway, he had that whole conversation with Jon, and Jon is like, well, damn, like that sucks. So then they go back to like the eating area, and people are still making fun of. Oh, Jon goes back. Sam like goes to sleep or something, and people keep making fun of Sam. And Jon's like, hey, like here, this is how it's gonna be now. Like you can't make fun of him. Blah 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 blah. And then there was one kid that like, his name is Ras. There was one kid that was like, you guys can do whatever you want, but like, I'm still gonna make fun of him. If Alistair makes us fight him, like, I'm going to fight him for real. And that night, Pip, Gren, and Jon go to Ras like sleeping quarters or whatever, and they like threaten the kid. Like they don't even like say anything, but like they like nick him on the neck or something. It was Ghost that did it. Like they like Ghost like bit him on the neck lightly, and then he was like, "Remember, we know where you sleep." That's crazy.
You know, it kind of makes me think. There's a cool phrase as far as like everybody is the main character in their own story, right? And we're getting this story through Jon's eyes, so it's just normal that we sympathize with him and we, you know, we're on his side. But think about this other guy. Alistair Thorne is his commander. He's like, dude, I'm just gonna do what I'm told. Like I'm here. I'm just trying to defend the wall. I'm gonna just do what I'm told. That's not inherently wrong. Like, you know, you can make an argument like clearly you shouldn't be the guy after he yields, but hey, I'm just following orders. And these three guys threaten my life with their wolf. They have the wolf bite me in my, like, dude, that's wrong. Like, damn.
Bro, I know, but it was so funny. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and then like the next morning, Russ like tells all his friends like, "Oh yeah, I cut myself shaving." Like, no, you were threatened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, so more of the story, Jon is doing well. Oh, he had like a dream. I don't know if it was too important, but he just had a dream about like being in the castle and like he's like calling for like his family or whatever. He mainly calls for his dad, but he also calls for Arya. And there's like nobody in the castle or whatever. And then like it ends with him like going down to like the
Crypts.
where like the yeah. But I don't know how important that was, so I didn't like.
So I don't think that if there is a mystery with the Winterfell crypts, it hasn't been officially revealed yet. Like we're still waiting on the next book. I anticipate more to be revealed about the Winterfell crypts. I'm not sure how deep that reveal is going to be. I think that there's a lot to it. And then there is this common theme with Jon and the crypts. He does have dreams where he's in the crypts. And I don't know how much they kind of told about, like was there anybody else in the crypts? Did he receive any kind of message or?
No, he was just like yelling like, I'm not supposed to be here, like I'm not like one of you guys or whatever.
Right. So that's also the common theme with his dreams in the crypts is that, you know, maybe because I'm the bastard, I'm not really, you know, supposed to belong or whatnot, but there's something there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But yeah, that was it with Jon.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, big introduction of Samuel Tarly. You know, he'll play a major role in Jon's story moving forward. He'll be a major character. So I think that was the introduction to Sam. All right, on to the next one, which is we right back at Eddard.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has his big investigation. He found out that there was 4 people left over from Jon Arryn's house, and he was going to go interrogate these guys for lack of a better word. He also received a book from Pycelle that supposedly Jon Arryn was reading. And even though I don't think they highlighted it too big, the fact that Stannis is gone, you know, Stannis left around the same time that Jon died. There's something there as well. So we gotta piece this together on how do we find out why Jon Arryn died and who killed him.
Yeah, actually, it kind of did. Like, at least I like made note that like Stannis is gone because like Ned even was like Stannis again because he was mentioned like twice. So yeah, But anyway, actually, the first thing that they talk about is the tournament, Dad, and like the money. So like it's important, guys. But yeah, so people are
It
like
is
going,
important. I know we made jokes about it. Like it, aside from it logically being important, it does have its role to play in the story.
exactly.
Is it more important than the White Walkers? Maybe not.
So people are like coming in from the tournament, and it is like chaos. Some guy, I forgot what his name was.
Janicent.
Yes, he's like telling Ned like everything that's happening because Robert's not there either. And so like Ned is like having to like freaking fill in for him, but he's like, yeah, so like there were 3 knife fights, a drunk horse race, some woman's head was found in the river. We don't even know who she is, like
Yeah,
who
it's
did
crazy.
it. Everything is happening, like it's just like crazy. And then this other guy, I don't remember.
So do you know who the position of Janice Flint is noteworthy?
City Watch, I have him as
The commander of the City Watch.
okay, yeah, okay.
So
So
all the
maybe
guards that protect the city, he's the one in charge of them.
okay, so I think it was him that was like we need more people, or like I need more people because like I don't have enough people to like, regulate all of this or whatever. And then so Ned's like, okay, like I'll give you some of like my guys or whatever, but just to like regulate, don't like start any fights, like just make sure like everything is like keeping the peace or whatever. Renly is also there. I don't. He I was just like joking actually the entire time. I think um they bring up stanzas because he's not there, and Renly literally just makes fun of stanzas and calls his daughter ugly.
So
And
Stannis,
sorry.
yeah.
Stannis. Yeah, he makes fun of Stannis and says like his marriage is like duty to him because every time he goes into his like bed, he like has like a face like all like stoic and everything, and
Like
then
he's
he
marching off to battle.
yeah, shit, that was funny. And yeah, calls his daughter ugly. Like, why is she catching strays? But yes. So then,
I can tell you a little bit about
okay,
it.
yeah.
So have you heard of what grayscale is?
Grayscale?
Yeah. Did we talk about grayscale?
No.
Okay. So it's a disease within this world. And if you get it on you, it generally continues to spread, and it'll spread all over your body, and then it'll then go inward, and it ultimately kills you. And I think that it's highly contractable, transmissionable. What's the right word?
Contagious?
Contagious.
Contractable, bro?
Other people can contract it.
Right.
So if somebody touches it, it can spread or whatever. So anybody that has grayscale, they're kind of shunned. His daughter has it on her face. She got it when she was a baby in the crib. They called in all the macers, all the people to come pray. They did a ton of stuff to try to heal her. So it hasn't spread, but she does have like grayscale on her face. So honestly, it's really jacked up. Really,
yeah, that's even worse.
Right? Yeah, it's not just a normal ugly kid. It's a sick ugly kid.
Damn. Okay. Well, that's nice. So anyway, I don't think much happened in the council. They're all, talking about this tournament and like having to keep the peace with all the people that are coming in. Council ends. Ned is like thinking about his old life, and he's like, man, like I miss Cat. I miss like having like the kids like running around and playing, and
I wonder if Cat is missing Ned.
Bro, Cat didn't say crap about him. Not one word. So then he
right, time out. Somebody bro. Art. I see your chat. Dude, it's live. Chill out. All right, go ahead.
What was I just saying? Okay. No, you're good. Okay. So the Jon Arryn book was mentioned. I don't remember if he really talked about it. I think he like scrolled to like the Lannister section because it's like I think it's about like histories or something. And
lineage, this kid is from this king, and then this king had this kid, and a bunch of lineage type stuff.
Okay, yeah. So he scrolls to the Lannister section because he's like, the Lannisters did it. So he's like trying to find something, but he like hasn't found anything.
What's kind of funny, real quick, is one thing that I feel like I've learned from George's writing, is that he will flood you with information. And so much of it seems like monotonous. Like, okay, the third king from the Lannisters, his nickname was this. But then in the middle of it,
Bro,
dude, he will
yes.
just throw like a gold nugget. And it just looks like it's part of the monotonous stuff until, 15 years later, you're researching it and you figure it out. But yeah, so good luck with that.
Thanks. Thank you. No, I know, because there was like a section in Kat's part where she was going through some like history with like all of like the people that are allies to the Tullys, and she was just like going through and through, and I was like, oh my, I underlined 0 things in that because it was like this
All right,
was
we'll get to
history.
that because I got a little bit to say about that. We'll get to it.
Gosh darn it. Okay. So then I think he has already had like the 4 people questioned,
Yeah.
and they're not giving him anything. But there was one that was like the stable. It was one of the guys. No, I think it was a squire that he became a knight. And so when what's his face? Oh, man, who went to go interview him? Because it wasn't Ned himself. It was like the guy that Ned trusted to like go interview him.
Well, was it Roger Crisell? Or Jory?
Maybe.
Was it
Maybe
Jory?
it was Jory. I think it was Jory.
His steward.
Yeah. So anyway, when he went to go like question this new knight, like this new knight is like he's arrogant because he's a new knight, so he's not like telling him anything or whatever. But then I think there was someone. I think it was the stable boy. The stable boy mentioned that Jon Arryn and who was it? Stannis would like frequently like go out and like hang together and like take rides or something, right. And they like everyone's like thinking that's weird because it's like what
they were never buddy before.
Yeah, and that is like he knows like Jon is not the type to like be friends with Stannis or whatever. Anyway,
yeah, and so I think as a reader, you should probably piece together whatever was the cause of Jon's death. Stannis probably is somewhat aware, right? Which is why he kind of hightailed it out of there.
Yeah, and I think it was the stable boy that also told them that it was Jon Arryn was trying to get like a new like plate design, and Stannis like went with him to like the city or whatever. And to this like guy that like does like all the like fancy designs. Yep. It's actually the same guy that does Renly's designs, which I thought was funny. I don't know if that's important, but yeah. So anyway, and then Ned was also, that's weird because like Jon Arryn's not the type to like get his like armor design, like armor is armor, like he doesn't really care. It doesn't need like all these fancy jewels or like designs or whatever.
Right.
So then
now they met somebody else there at the armory.
No, I'm not there at the
Okay, my fault.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. That.
Okay, cool.
And then I don't know when this happened, but Renly like shows Ned a locket with like this girl in it, and he's like, "Do you recognize who this girl is?" And Ned's like, "No." And then Renly looks disappointed, and he looks disappointed because Renly thinks that this girl looks like Lyanna.
Yeah,
Lyanna. And then Ned's like, well, that's weird that like this like Renly, who looks a lot like Robert, like is, I don't know, situated with this girl that looks like Lyanna, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's like so that's a picture of Marjorie Tyrell. She's part of the Tyrell family. She will be introduced and much more prevalent later in the story. Renly, it's a bit of a side story, it's not it's nothing that we've really been attached to too much. Robert was in love with Lyanna, right? So Renly was hoping that people would look at Marjorie and say, oh my god, it looks just like Lyanna, because Renly was going to try to introduce Marjorie to King Robert and kind of throw a wrench in that whole situation, hoping that Robert would be like, oh my god, I love this girl, she looks just like Lyanna. But Ned's like, no, not really. So Renly's a little bit disappointed, like, damn, like maybe this plan isn't as good as what it could be.
Okay, yeah, because at first I was like, because when Ned said like it's weird that like someone that looks a lot like young Robert was trying to like, I don't know, fancy this girl that looks like Lyanna. I was like,
Right.
I wonder what that means. But anyway, so then now Ned goes to the city and he meets with
Tohoma.
To who?
Is there a B in it? Tohoma?
No, there's a B. It's like
Okay.
Tobo, like Tobho.
Tobo.
Tobo.
Toboma. Yeah.
All right, cool. So he meets with Tobo Mont. Renly shops there, and he's yapping. He's like, "Oh, I can make that best." Blah 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 blah. And then Ned is like, "Oh, why were Jon, Aaron, and Stannis? What is it? Stannis here?" And I forgot what he says, but then Ned he says something, and Ned's just quiet. He doesn't react to it, and then he's like, "Oh, they went to go see the boy," and he was like, "The boy." I want to go see the boy too, and Ned doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah, the boy. Let's go see the boy.
Yeah, let's go see the boy. And so he takes him to the back or whatever, and then they go see this kid. And first glance it is like who is this kid or whatever, and then he really looks at him, and he's like, yeah, I see it. So this kid is Robert's bastard, isn't it?
It is.
Why? Okay, yeah. So then he's like, why did Jon Aaron want to go see Robert's bastard? What's the significance here? And then also he was like, who's paying to have this kid stay here? And he was like, oh, it's I don't actually know. It was this guy that came in, and he had a cloak or something over his face. I'm trying to think of any other description of that guy that came in. I don't remember anything else though.
The person that is doing it is in disguise. I don't think it's I'll tell you who it is. It's Varys. he comes in disguise to pay it, and okay. Unless I'm missing something, it's not too important. It's essentially, you've already figured it out. This guy's Robert's bastard. Essentially, Robert is paying for it, and Varys is just the dude that's physically making it happen.
Okay. Right. Well, isn't it not uncommon for kings to have bastards?
Yeah, it's not. It's common. Yeah, it's and everybody knows this about Robert, and you'll find out this isn't his only bastard. So it's not. Yeah. So truthfully, I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know how important it is on why the secrecy behind getting him trained up to be a blacksmith's apprentice needs to be that secretive. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I'm either overlooking or missing something.
Yeah, I don't know either. And it's also why is Jon Aaron there? Why did he want to see him? And actually, how does he even know about him? I guess Robert can be yeah, I have this kid over here, but he didn't have to say that. I don't know. But then also, why is Jon Aaron there? And then why did Stannis come with him? Stannis doesn't need to do that either.
All good questions, and you're asking all the right questions.
That I'm not gonna know the answer to, bro.
Okay. Well, is there anything else? I do kind of want to wrap up his investigation thing here in just a second, but I want to let you get through the chapter first.
No, yeah, that was it.
Okay. All right. So to kind of put a bow on on his investigation and kind of re-highlight the key points. So whatever happened to Jon, Stannis is aware of. Stannis got the hell out of there. In another one of the interviews, they had said that Jon was super healthy. One of the 4 people that they said super healthy, and then the next day he was really sick. I think that's just confirmation that he got poisoned, he got killed. He didn't just die of old age. Because I think Pycelle was oh, there was nothing unusual about it. Pycelle, for as smart as he is, he's kind of a simpleton.
He's sketchy, man.
Yeah,
he's sketchy.
The book about lineage is super important. Although we don't know why, Ned doesn't know why, but it's a book that Jon Aaron was obsessing over before he died. So it should be okay, that book's important. They've talked about it enough. And then now, why did they go to see Robert's bastard? So Jon was killed. Stannis knows why. The book's important. Robert's bastard has something to do with it. Now, go ahead.
I think like the book definitely ties into like Jon Arryn's like last words. Didn't he say like the seed is strong, and now he's like looking at like lineage or whatever?
Great job. Great job.
I'm too good. I'm too good. Okay.
Hey, real quick, somebody is trying to get our email.
Oh shoot.
Like they want to do profile pictures or something like that. So I'm gonna. What do you know our email address offhand for this account?
No, but I can like look it up real quick.
All right. I feel like I have it here.
It's like, isn't it just our like initials and then it's like some?
I got it.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool. All right. Any other thoughts on his investigation? I feel like you're 50% the way to figuring it out.
I mean, like,
you have all the hints pointed in the right direction.
Do I?
You do, but you just haven't figured out what the target is. And honestly, I think if I say anything more, I think it's going to artificially reveal the answer. And I want
who killed Jon Arryn?
Maybe that's the most important thing.
Oh, it's the money. It's the money, right?
It's not the money, right? There's more. It's not necessarily who killed Jon Arryn, although that is important. It's why did they kill Jon Arryn?
Wait. Okay, so if Robert like dies, right? Like my first guess was like, maybe I'm off track here. Robert dies. My first guess was what's his face was gonna be king, that really bratty little boy. What's his name? Joffrey, yes. But since like Robert like has another son, obviously, and Jon Arryn was like going to visit the son, maybe he's thinking like this guy could be like the heir to Robert, perchance.
You're now 75% the way there.
I'm good. Okay. Wait, what more is there?
When you figure it out, whether or not you figure it out beforehand, and I would say almost no reader. I don't want to say that. If I had to guess, I'd say 95% of the readers don't figure it out because they're just reading. You know, they're not like sitting back and discussing it and, you know, trying to figure all this out. They're just reading. Most people don't figure it out, but when it's revealed, it's like a really big thing. So I don't want to ruin that for you. So whether or not you figure it out or you just read it, it's better than me giving you too much. But you're getting close. You're getting close.
Okay, am I missing? Okay, like from what I read, am I like missing points that like should help me figure this out?
It's kind of interesting because the big answer is here, but all of the clues are here, and you're getting all the clues right, and you're pointing in the right direction. You just haven't made the leap to the purpose of it.
Gosh darn it. Man, what? Like, I don't want to move on. Like, I want to know. I want to know so bad. Yeah, like, I have all the clues.
Yeah, I think they'll give you more confirmation, but honestly, you already kind of figured. No, they'll give you more confirmation. So more clues.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, what more is there? Like what more reason do they need to, like, kill him? You know?
And again, it's not necessarily who killed him, but...
Well, yeah, like, why?
What did he... I don't know. I'll leave it at that. What's the next chapter?
No! Next chapter is Cat.
All right, Cat. So she met up with Ned. She got sent back to Winterfell, and I'm sure she went back there and helped out her sons, right? That's how this chapter went?
Bro. Okay. So is like going to Winterfell, I believe. She first wanted to like go check on her sister, but then she was like, no, that's not a smart move because like her sister's on like some like, I don't want to say mountain, but maybe it is a mountain or something.
So the Eyrie, so it's where Jon Arryn's family's from. Her sister married Jon Arryn. So they live in the Eyrie. It is a very treacherous journey to get there. Crazy mountain cliffs and stuff like that. So Yeah, it would be tough to get there.
Yeah, and she was saying it's like dangerous in the sense of like attacks too, I think. But
Yeah,
yes.
I think there's like a bunch of mountain clans of like these wild clans that attack to just like rob people as they
Attack.
pass through.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, so then she's like, "No, that's not a good idea. So we should go to like a inn." And then what's his face? Man, what's his name?
She's with Roger
Roderick?
Cassell, right?
Yeah. So Roderick's like, you know, and it is not like that good of an idea because like someone could recognize you, blah 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 blah. She's like, nah, like there was a guy that was passing. I think his name was Jason Mallister.
Yep.
And she like went into like some deep description with him, and I was like, this is kind of weird because like she didn't even talk about Ned like that, but she's like, oh, you know, he looks handsome and blah 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 blah. I was like, okay, but I don't probably doesn't like mean anything, but
Just cat being cat.
yeah, pretty much. So he like passes and like he doesn't recognize her or anything because she probably looks like a mess. But I think I don't think they might be allies to. I think they're allies to Tully's because then she mentions like her dad and how he's like bedridden and he's been bedridden for like 3 years or something.
Yeah.
So then they go to the inn. And then she talks about some like history. This is that long section that I was talking about where she talks about the history of like all of the
people that
that
support her house, right?
Yeah, and who are like sworn to the Tullys, and she's like worried like would all these people be enough like if there were a war to happen.
Right.
Because she also said that some of these people like fought with the Targaryens, and so I think she's worried that like what side would they choose.
Right.
But yeah, didn't you say you had something to say to that part then?
I do, but I want you to get to the main part of this chapter, and then we'll kind of backtrack to it. So go ahead and continue.
So then, you know, she's in the end. They like go up to their rooms or whatever, which is by like a loud bell or something. Get cleaned up. They go down. They're chatting with this like singer guy. His name is Marillion. And he's like, yeah, you know, I've been to River Run or wherever Cat is from. I've never been to Winterfell, blah, blah, blah. And then in the middle of this conversation, Tyrion pulls up. Tyrion pulls up and he's like, yeah, like I need some room for like my guys, the lady at the front. She's like, there's no space, and then he like flips this like gold coin in. Everyone's like, you can take my room. He's like, smart men. And then I don't remember exactly when it happened, but he's looking around and then he spots Cat, and he's like, funny, I'm running into you, Lord Stark or Lady Stark.
Yeah.
And so then, you know, everyone's like shocked or whatever. The singer's shocked too, and he's like, what? And then she stands up and then she starts like naming the people that she's like noticed and like the people that are her like sworn to her or whatever. And she's like, how's your family doing? How's your dad? Blah 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 blah. And then, you know, Tyrion's like, I don't know
what the hell's going on, right?
Yeah, and then she's like, you know, seize this man for trying to kill my son. And then everyone like, I think like unsheaths their sword or like points it at him. And then she's like, I don't know what's better, like, I don't know, the something or the look on Tyrion's face. But yeah, that's how it ends. Like, he didn't do it, bro.
I know.
He didn't do it. Like, it's still obvious he didn't do it. Anyway, yeah, that was it.
Okay. The point that I was going to make as far as like her running through, okay, this person does this, or this person is part of this family, this person is part of this family, is she's trying to do the math in her head, because arresting Tyrion is very dangerous. He's a powerful individual from a very powerful family. So she's kind of doing the math in her head. Okay, there's 200 people in here. That group of people is my father's bannermen. This group of people is my father's bannermen. And then she's kind of like reminding them, because she knows she's about to call out Tyrion, and she needs to make sure that she has the support before she's like, Roger Cassell, arrest Tyrion. And Tyrion's like, who wants a gold dragon? Go kill Roger Cassell. You know, so she's essentially just making sure that if she were to call it out, that she has the support that she needs. Ultimately, though, like, when she left Ned, Ned didn't say, "Hey, go arrest Tyrion." He said, "Let's make
Go
sure."
back home.
Yeah,
She said, "Go back
first of
home."
all, go
Actually,
home,
just go
right?
home.
and
Go take care
I'll
of the kids.
figure out. I'll try to make sure that if Tyrion did send the cat's paw to kill Bran, let's get more confirmation. And here, she just spots him and then, decides to arrest him.
Bro, yeah, I know. And it's like, also, I mean, obviously this world is like completely different. So I don't know if like, real world applies to this. But like when you arrest someone and you like charge them for a crime, and they like get out or whatever, you can't charge them for the same crime. So it's like if you don't have like enough evidence.
Double jeopardy.
If like she doesn't have enough like evidence that he did plan this like attack on Bran, like
right.
You just arrested him for no reason. Like, what do you do now? Actually, like the only evidence she has is his dagger, which I don't really know that whole case. I don't even think it's his dagger. It's probably not his dagger. Even if it is, like, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. So it's like,
it's not a strong case by any stretch of the imagination.
By any means.
And let me ask you this: what's going to be the fallout? Like, what's going to happen now that Tyrion's arrested? Everybody
nothing actually. Bro, no, yeah, like his family's probably gonna be like, no, like as much as they like don't like love him like that, like
it's a disrespect on the family, if nothing else.
Yeah.
So even if they don't, the dad doesn't love Tyrion, he can't let people just go and arrest his kid.
Yeah.
So it's gonna cause a lot of issues. So thanks a lot, Kat.
Anyway, I'm waiting for her next chapter, or Tyrion's next chapter, to see what happens, because why did she do that, bro? Why did she do that?
Yep. And Tyrion's such a good dude. He just helped Bran out, just built him a saddle.
Bro, yeah. Dude, I know, actually.
And this is how he gets repaid.
Literally. I mean, I don't know. He's not like amazing, but like I like him better than Cat.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, and that's the other cool thing about the story is that nobody is like a white knight, like perfect in everything they do, pure and holy. Like everybody has, even Jon, like goes to like bite that dude's neck in the middle of his sleeve. Like everybody's morally
for good reason, though. For good reason, gotta protect Sam.
Following orders, what a jerk.
Yeah, anyway, I think that was it, though.
Let's look ahead at the next 3 chapters and see what we have coming up.
I think Sansa's next.
Yay.
Right.
Sansa, Eddard again, and then Tyrion. So, all right, we got our little wish for Tyrion. So, Sansa. Damn, I don't even know like where we left out. It's been a minute. This is only Sansa 2. We're 30-some chapters into the book. This is only the second time we had a Sansa chapter. Is that too many?
Yeah, bro. I don't like her after her first and only chapter, bro.
So, you got to expect Joffrey's going to be a little bit mad at her. Like they're not going to be in the totally charming stage that they started off in. So that might change a little bit. We got a little bit of Sansa, I think, in an Arya chapter where they're at breakfast and essentially fighting. So.
But she's like giggling with her little friends, so like she's doing better than she was doing better than Arya, because Arya was alone during that time. But
right.
Yeah.
So what's next for Sansa?
Definitely like some clash with Joffrey, like you said. And also I'm hoping she like comes to her senses and like kind of like, like chills out with Arya, because like her. Ned has like made it a point like you guys need to stop arguing. He like every time they argue in front of him, he like gets like really mad. He's like, guys, like stop, like you guys are sisters. He even told like Arya, he's like, that's your sister, like you don't need to be like, I don't know, mad at her or whatever. Well, I mean, you can be mad at her, but just like keep it down low,
Right.
So yeah, I'm hoping that like she kind of chills out with Arya, but also, I mean, I haven't gotten like much of her personality, so I don't really know how that's gonna go. But yeah, other than that, I don't really know, because this is like only the second chapter of her, and not like, I don't know how she's like reacting to her time at the King's Landing or whatever,
Yeah, it is kind of tough to do any kind of major predictions with her right now because we haven't been in her mind a lot. We haven't even kind of been around her in the last handful of chapters. So, but I do think that you're kind of on target with what you should be there. So after that, we jump right back to Ned. It's almost every other chapter we get a Ned chapter. So probably more in the investigation. Do you? Yeah, No, I don't
No, go
even know
ahead,
what
say
else
it.
to
Go,
say
no,
about
go ahead, go
it.
ahead.
If you were Ned, what would be your next step?
Well, I want to talk to Stannis, but it's kind of hard because, like Jory was like, "Hey, do you want us to like call Stannis back?" Because like Ned wants to question him too, and he's like, "No, like let's just wait a little bit." But like also, I feel like he would have like the rest of my answers, you know.
For sure, yeah. I do think talking to Stannis would probably solve a lot of questions.
Yeah, so that would probably be. But I don't remember even where he is, so I don't know like how long it's gonna take for us to like talk to him.
He's at Storm's End. It's an island off the coast, so not incredibly far geographically, but you can't just like ride over there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess after Stannis would be like maybe talk to Robert if he can, but I don't know where Robert is either. So, and he's literally the king. Like, why is he not where he's supposed to be?
Did they say where he was? Like I thought, did he just kind of miss out on a council meeting just because they were counting coppers and he just didn't want to?
I think he just missed out on a council meeting
Yeah,
because I don't think he was like gone.
probably out making another bastard.
Probably, bro. Yeah. So I guess like my next thing after Stannis would be Robert, and then my next thing would be the money. No, actually, like for real though, I think it would be the tournament because like it's gonna happen either way. Like at this point, like you can't really stop it. So it's like if he can't, move on with this investigation, like might as well do his job.
Don't ever put
Yeah.
you on a murder quest. You'd be like, sorry guys, somebody emailed me. I gotta email them back. I can't figure out who killed my dad.
bro. But yeah. Okay, so I think that's what's gonna happen, and I hope, bro. I'm still like caught up on like you telling me that I'm like 75% understanding. I want the rest. I need to know.
Okay, and then we got Tyrion. He just got arrested. What's he gonna do?
Well, I think he's just gonna be like, "Cat, like you're done, bro. Like, it obviously wasn't me. Like, I have no ill wish towards your son. I wasn't even there for one."
And he
And
just passed back through there. If he was really trying to kill Bran,
yeah, like I would have done it then. And also, like, who? I think his argument can be like, who would give a knife, like a dagger, to me? Like, they don't like dwarfs or whatever. So, like, who's gonna give me a dagger? How am I even gonna? There's so many things like wrong with her, like thinking of Tyrion like had this done. And plus he just made Bran a saddle. Why would he like make him a saddle if he thinks he's like trying to get him killed, Like why would I put my time and energy to this like idea to help Bran when I'm trying to like have him die? And also, he's like friends with he's friends with like Jon, so like why would he want to kill Bran?
and we all know
Jon?
how much Cat loves Jon.
I know you can't even like make that argument because like Cat's like I don't care about that kid.
Oh, you like Jon? You're dead.
Yeah. Slice his throat. Yeah, no. But I think he's gonna be like Cat, like I didn't do this, and he's probably just gonna like try to make his point. But then Cat's gonna be like, well, Littlefinger told me that you did. So like, what do you have to say to that? And then he's gonna be like, I don't know, actually. Littlefinger lied, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but
where does Cat take him? Because they're just like at an inn.
I don't know that either. Actually, maybe back to Winterfell, because
I think that would make the most amount of sense.
Yeah, because that's where she's going anyway. So like, why would she go out of her way? But yeah, back to Winterfell.
Cool. All right, I think that's it. Any last thoughts before we end it?
Bro, Dad, like, tell me what I'm missing. I want to check out like why they killed Jon Arryn.
There are certain parts in the story that I can't wait for you to get to, just because your reaction to it. This is a big one. There's definitely some bigger ones. This is a big one. But I'm enjoying watching your process go through it, because honestly, I went through a lot more blind. I was not this analytical going through it. So I was just like, okay, what happened? What happened? I wasn't really thinking ahead. So I'm vicariously living through you. Like, this is how I would have wished I could have gone through it. So
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I feel like I need to write more next time. I need to write more. Bro, like, all of this right here, this is just Jon. And he literally did, like, nothing towards the story.
He met Sam.
Yeah. Basically, all of this is he met Sam. And then all of this is Ned. And then Kat was, like, the one that I did not yap about.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Okay.
Alrighty. We'll see you guys next time.